Hello and welcome to the STEAM Lab, also affectionately known as the Chamber of Inquiry. My name is Kiana and I'm the STEAM teacher here at Palmetto Elementary School. So today I just want to touch on something that I think is most important, and that's keeping kids in mind, right? Keeping them at the forefront of what we do, because we're Fulton County where students come first, right? So there are certain things that we know students need in order for them to learn. We know that they need their physiological needs met. We know that they need to feel safe. We need to know that they need to feel like they belong somewhere. They need to have some sense of self-esteem. They need to be in positive learning environments. And then and only then can they have enriching learning experiences once all those needs are met. Correct? Right. So Fulton County, I believe, is doing an excellent job of making sure that those needs are met so that our kids can have enriching experiences as they're learning during URL, which is Universal Remote Learning. So part of that is their physiological needs. We're still providing lunches. We're still providing breakfast, because who exactly is learning on an empty stomach? I can't focus, right? And so that's one way that students are getting their physiological needs met. The next step is probably safety, and how exactly are kids feeling safe during this time. A lot of their routine has been uprooted. The things that they could depend on, they may not be able to depend on. And so during this time, we have been very intentional about kids having the opportunity to thrive through consistency and clarity. And part of that consistency and clarity is exactly what we do here at school, and that's scheduling. So before, in the spring, schedules might have been all over the place. Some kids were meeting at 9, some kids were meeting at 10, some were meeting at 11. And so now we've got intentional scheduling that's developmentally appropriate for students to actually be able to plug in. Where am I supposed to be at 9 o'clock? I know where I'm supposed to be. Where am I supposed to be at 10? I'm supposed to be in math. And so giving them the ability to actually find their way into their teams, to know what time they're supposed to be there, offers students a level of continuity that they weren't getting in the spring. I also believe that we're giving them times that are more developmentally appropriate. A lot of feedback was that students were doing too much work, and so we're making sure that we're curtailing that amount of work so that students are getting what's most developmentally appropriate for them so that they can have an enriching experience. The next thing that we're doing to help students as far as safety is concerned and having them feel like they have rituals and routines that they can count on is by letting them build muscle memory through one platform. So instead of using, like in the spring, we were using Zoom, and some of us were using Schoology, and some of us were using Google Classroom. Now everyone is using Teams. And so not only for the students is this going to build some muscle memory, but also for the parents, because now parents know that this is the one place that I go to look for my students' content, which is going to be great, especially considering that we are all working together right now, building this collective grace so that we can all support our students here in the school and at home. So now parents can help by coming with us and helping us and partnering with us by knowing that there's one platform, there's one way of communicating. And even at my school, we're offering Dojo, and that's it, which is a Fulton County supported application. So we're all doing the same thing at the same time, which helps parents and helps students and helps all of us kind of stay on the same page. Another building block of students having a rich learning experience is through belonging. And so teachers right now, even in my building right now, are working diligently to create virtual classrooms and atmospheres that are going to be supportive for students, where students feel like they can really engage in the lesson. I know that in the spring, it was a lot of teacher talking. It was a lot of, you hear my voice, I ask you one or two questions, because we were all still kind of getting used to what we were dealing with virtually. But now we've had an opportunity to have professional development, we've had an opportunity to talk to our other colleagues, and we've had time to actually build in more engaging lessons for our students so that not only are we just interacting, but the students are able to interact with us on these platforms. So we're using from Bitmoji classrooms to Flipgrid to Nearpod to Kahoot. We're doing so many things to keep our kids engaged and invested so that way they feel like they're in a positive classroom culture where we're building excitement around the learning. And finally, we've got SEL. SEL lessons that I think are going to be really great for all students. We know that socio-emotional learning is so important, especially during this time where some students may have been feeling isolated, maybe missing their teacher and are missing their routine. Those SEL lessons are going to give them an opportunity to work that out inside of themselves and talk it out and learn strategies in order to cope. And so, again, we are really excited about the upcoming school year and the things that we're going to be able to do for our students. And we're excited about how we're going to be engaging with our students on August 17th. Thank you.